What's up everybody, David Rodriguez here, Stomped, and in today's video we're going to look at the opposite side of what I was talking about last week. So last week I was talking about reps that are slow and controlled, using to develop either your strength or building your technique. Today we'll be talking about using some explosiveness to build your explosiveness and also to build your aerobic system so that way you can develop a bigger gas tank so you can go harder for longer. And how are we going to do that? So it's going to look something like this, your workout wheel. This is the explosive repeat method. And what it is that you're going to choose 3 different exercises. I choose, if you're doing general fitness, you can go 1 lower body, 1 upper body, 1 general full body. All right. As you get closer to whatever you're training for, you might want to start narrowing down your focus. So for triggers, right, you might want to do like ground kicks, cartwheels, and then you can have a general fitness, or if you have something that you really want to work towards being a little bit more explosive, you can do that, whether it be a setup or whatever. So the way that it works is that pick your 3 exercises. You're going to go, for your first week, you're going to do 6 sets on each exercise. You'll train actively, so you'll be doing whatever it is that you're doing. You'll be doing split jumps for 8 to 10 seconds. When you finish that, you're going to rest for a minute, and you repeat for each set of that exercise. Now, once you finish that series, you're going to actively rest for 6 to 8 minutes. So you can either do like jogging in place, you can walk around, you can do Turkish get-ups, you can do light jump rope, something that's going to get you, that's going to keep that heart rate going, but you're not going to be exhausted at the end of it. And then when you move on, same thing, 8 to 10 seconds of active work, 60 seconds of rest, work your way down, 6 to 8 minutes of active rest, finish it off, 8 to 10 seconds active work, 60-second rest, all the way down. So how is this going to work on a week-to-week basis if you're choosing to use this method? So you can do this method 1 to 2 times a week, per week. So for week 1, like I said earlier, it's going to be 8 to 10 seconds of activity, whatever exercise that you chose, followed by 60 seconds of rest. The following week, you're going to increase it, right? 10 to 12 seconds of activity, 40 seconds of rest. Week 3, 12 to 14 seconds of activity, 30-second rest. Week 4, just depends. 14 to 16 seconds of rest or active activity, 20 seconds rest. But then once around this time frame, we kind of start moving away from the explosiveness. So we're no longer relying so much on the ATP PC system. We're working more towards glycolytic the longer you go. And then we kind of lose what we had originally set out to do, which was to develop our ATP PC system and our aerobic system for this method. Now, the way that it works is that, so 8 to 10 seconds is really quick, really fast. All of these are going to be real fast, real explosive. So as your ATP PC system is churning and going through and going at full blast, it's going to create a lot of lactic acid. Now, a lot of people confuse lactic acid with being something bad. They're like, oh, the next day, like, people, oh, I have all this lactic acid in my muscles and it hurts. No, by the time the next day has arrived from your workout, your lactic acid should be completely cleared out. It doesn't stay in your muscles. In fact, what ends up happening is that your aerobic system takes lactic acid and then turns it either into acetyl-CoA, I believe, or pyruvate. It just depends on what it needs to, the lactic acid or the lactate needs to be used for. So these rest times are going to force your aerobic system to have to adapt and to be able to cycle that lactate faster and faster as the weeks go by. So now let's go ahead and move on to exercise selection for this workout. So when it comes to exercise selection for this type of training, I always like to go, and this is a general rule of thumb, is that I always like to just go for the exercise that'll get you the most bang for your buck. So if we're looking and we're supposed to choose 3 exercises, I've done this method before with 4 exercises and been just fine. Whenever we choose our exercises, again, looking for the most bang for our buck, and it also depends, are we going general or are we going specific? So for general fitness, so for maybe 2 weeks, say we go for general before we start working towards specific. So general exercises, specifically for lower body, like I said earlier, I mentioned were split jumps. If split jumps by themselves are too easy, right, you can use this dumbbell. You can use a dumbbell. You just come down, up, down, up, down, so on and so forth for 8 to 10 seconds. Or if we're looking to be a little bit more specific with our legs, right, we can use kicks instead, so they'll look more like this, right? So we would go 1, stop, 2, stop, 3, so on and so forth, moving back and forth between the legs that we're kicking with for 8 to 10 seconds, working on so on and so forth. Now let's go ahead and move on for upper body. Like I said earlier, generally push-ups, everybody can do a push-up. But if we're looking maybe for a little bit something tad bit both general and specific, we can do pike push-ups. Pike push-ups being that we're going to bend our hips down at an angle. Our head's going to, don't smash your head against the ground. Make sure it lightly comes down. Come down. Push back up. Down. Push back up. So on and so forth. Or you can do cartwheels. Just make sure you have enough room to go back and forth for whichever one. Again, your last set of exercises can be whatever it is. I would probably go with something general, just like a full body exercise, whether it be burpees or whether it maybe be like something like Turkish get-ups, or if there's maybe a setup or something that you're looking for to maybe try and get more power out of, practicing it in a compressed time frame isn't necessarily going to be a bad thing. So, this is David Rodriguez, Explosive Repeat Method. Hope you like this. If so, please let me know what you'd like to do next. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you've used this method before, I hope you all have a good day. Stay safe. Peace.